Hello and welcome back to We Are Crafted in His Image. I hope you are having a wonderful day today. Today's project, we're going to be working on project number 3 of our Coco & Crafts using the Flowing Flowers stamp set. And this is the card that we are going to make. Actually a little bit different than this one. I think I'm going to change up a little bit. But this is what we're going to get started with this. I'm going to show you how to get this coloring on the flower. Isn't that pretty? So there we go. Let's get started. I need to move a few things out of the way, of course. In your packet, there is an envelope that has a few little things. Pull my little tray over here. There are some leaves. Of course, there's enough to do 2 cards. I'm only going to do 1 for the sake of the video. There are some gems in there. So I think that's the only thing in there, some leaves and some gems. I'm going to put this aside, and actually not a lot of parts for this one. We have our card base, which we're going to stamp on, and we're going to stamp on here, and the envelope as well. So let's figure out where we need to start. Let's start with this one here. Let's start with our base. So like I said, I'm only going to do 1 for the sake of the video. I'm going to move this out of the way. I need to stamp on those 3 pieces. So, starting with this flower here, the one that has the leaves on it, we're going to mount that up. Whoops. And actually the only part we need to stamp on this and ink on this is actually just the leaves. So I need to move this over here where I can see my card. Open up my ink. And it does not matter if you get green on the flower. The flower is going to end up being hidden anyway. So, and we're just going to stamp this. The crease is right here. I'm going to stamp it down here in this corner. Like that. Okay? Then I'm going to grab the next stamp, which is these little flowers, the cluster of 3. And then on my original, I stamped it in the rich raspberry first, and then I realized later that I think I just wanted it in the yellow. So we're going to try different ways. So we'll see which way we like best. I'm going to stamp the yellow first. Stamp that there, stamp this one over here, and then while I'm using the yellow, I'm going to go ahead and stamp in the corner of my envelope as well. There we go, and I think I might even do inside. I'll put a cluster of 3 there, and then I love the stamp that says sending a card instead of a text. But really you could switch out for whichever of the sentiments you want. I'm going to go with this one though. Sending a card instead of a text. That's going to go on the inside. Oh, what did I stamp that on there for? That was supposed to go on the inside of this. Try that again. Okay, so let's make sure that's the front, so this is the inside. This piece over here is for the flower that we're going to cut out. And then what do I need next? Oh, I need rich raspberry. Envelope's done. I'm going to get it out of the way. Now, one of the things I do prefer to do is, let me grab my scrap paper here. I want to make sure, because this is not a clear stamp, I want to make sure I'm going to stamp it correctly. And sometimes the sticker doesn't line up perfectly. So to do that, what I like to do, just to make sure, is I ink it up, and I'm going to eyeball that the word sending a card lines up on one of these lines here, just to see. And it is a little bit low on one side, so that's telling me that when I go to stamp it, I'm just going to slightly tilt it just a little. And let's see if I can get that nice and straight. There we go. That looks good. I like it. I like it, like it, like it. Okay, so we have the inside and the outside of our card done. I'm gonna let that dry for a second before I flip that over. Now what I wanna do is stamp the flower, the big flower. And what I'm gonna do, let me get this off of here. Put that on a block. Oh, I might need a bigger block. Nope, that's a good size. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ink it, the whole flower, with the saffron. Or So Saffron Yellow. You always, if you're doing two colors on a block, you want to start with the lighter color. So that's inked up well. Now what I'm going to do, and I will need this back over here again, I just want a very, very light amount of the rich raspberry in the center right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit on my sponge dauber. I'm going to tap in the middle, and then I'm going to rub off most of that color, and I'm going to use, now I'm going to go around the edge and try and blend that out. And then what I can even do is take my yellow dauber and blend a little bit more as well, and that'll give you a softer look. And then I don't need this one, I need, where did it go? This piece right here. I need to stamp that down. Let's see how it looks. There you go. So you get a bit of a softer look just where it blends out from the pink to the yellow. And now what I'm going to do, which actually I've already done ahead of time, I pre-cut, I already stamped and cut one out for you. So I'm going to switch to that piece so you don't have to watch me fussy cut today. And now we're going to go ahead and assemble. So let's get these out of the way before I ink something up with it. There we go. So now go ahead and fold on our score line. And see, this is going to completely cover that green, so you don't have to worry about it. And now looking at them, trying to decide, do I want the burgundy flowers in there as well, or do I want just the yellow? Oh, let me put these in here so we can see if there's a contrast. I think I do want some of them, but I don't want them this dark, so this is what I'm going to do. Let's open up our rich raspberry. Pull in our scrap paper, move that stuff out of the way, sorry. And the only reason I need the scrap paper is I'm going to ink it up, but then I'm going to stamp off once or twice, and then I'll stamp a cluster of the flowers. I'll turn them around so they're not lined up exactly with those flowers. There we go. And again over here. Maybe have them facing that way. There we go. And then it just gives a little bit more color. Pulls that rich raspberry out, but I didn't want it quite as intense as this one. You see it's much deeper in this one than this one. So a couple different ways that you can do that. And I am going to give this flower a little bit of shape like we've done before by putting my bone folder, just going around the edges and basically just lifting those edges up. And you can even take your paper snips and go in on the petals just a little bit more to separate them. These don't have a lot of separation to them, but you can go in a little bit more. Whoops, give the petals just a little more definition. There we go. And then super easy part. I'm going to take a little bit of our multi-purpose glue and plop it in the middle there. Take 2 sets of the leaves. And again, I love to use a liquid glue because I can move these things around and adjust them however I like them once I start putting everything together. See, so like I can pull this one out because it's too close. Pull this one out a little bit. And then let that dry. And then we do have a couple of rhinestones are champagne rhinestones. I love them. They are so pretty. It's just such a neutral color, but not plain white. Not gold, but yeah. So I'll just put 3 of them on here. And there you have it. This card is finished. How quick and easy was that? Didn't take very long, although I did have to fussy cut that flower out. But not too bad. A nice general card that you can use for a lot of different occasions, and an envelope that goes with it. There you go. I hope you enjoyed today's project. Super easy card. We will be back next week, actually later this week, with our last project so we can finish up for April. Until then, God's love and blessings to you. Bye.